Hi friends, welcome back. I am Wicked Crafty Mom and also April. I just started my timer so I can keep track without standing up and messing with the camera. So today we are, oh boogers, I lost my, I thought I was ready. Oh yeah, no, that's right. I put it under here on purpose. It was drying and I wanted it to, everything was having a little trouble. It was lifting a little bit, so I stuck it under there. So what I made today, and what we're going to make is mistakes. No, hold on just a second. I'm trying to show you what we made. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've got these little tags and I'm just putting them here to show you. This is kind of a belly, well, it is a belly band. It's a piece of my, snippet roll. And this is a little big, but you could stick something behind there, was my point. There, see, you can stick something in here. This one's just a little, it hasn't been sewed or glued better or anything like that, so it's just causing trouble right now. And then there's a pocket here. And there is a pocket here. And there is a pocket here. And a pocket here. And depending on how you glue it, there could be a pocket here. So you can have, there's one spot to tuck, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra cards that you can have for journaling or whatever. Now, that is this one way of doing it. What I did was I made this out of envelopes. That's why this is called Fun with Envelopes. So I've got some envelopes here, and that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to show you how I went about creating this with the envelopes. I want to put my tags back together in their little home so I know where they are. This is part of my, like, trying to stay organized life. Okay. So obviously I made the prototype. This is actually a piece of a different snippet roll that I made that was this wide, and it worked really well. I think it came out cute. And I could also put a cluster on this if I wanted to, but I like this thing from the snippet roll. So, having said that, I have 2 envelopes. This one looks like it's already got itself partially glued down, so I'm just going to leave that. But the first thing I'm definitely going to do is glue my envelope together. Okay. So I've got the 2 envelopes, so I want to figure out how big this is going to be. These are about the same size, which is cool. Cool. So I just want to go a little above this one. It doesn't need to be too much above. And we're going to prep this by cutting the top. Now, I'm trying to remember how I did this because I did it once. So, alright, I'm gonna do this. I'm cutting down the side just to pull a little bit of this off. And then, what did I do? Here, let's try it this way. I bet you this will work way better. I don't even know why I did it the other way. Let's try it this way. So I'm going to line this up with my cut. And I'm going to line it up with the corner. Oh, That was way easier. Look at us learning things together. Okay, so this one goes down this way, so I want this one to come down this way. So I'm gonna go, oh, I gotta cut, remember. I remember now. So I'm gonna go from the cut to the corner. Yes, I just had to check it. From the corner to the cut. Whoops. Let's try this again. From the corner to the cut. There. Now we've got this crisscrossy shape. And we're going to do it again. We're going to cut both sides down because evidently that's going to be easiest. And we're going to go from the cut to the corner. Whoops. This is now my new chant. From the cut to the corner. Okay. Or we're going to botch that one. Either way. Whoops. Stop it. Stop it. Behave. Thank you. Alright, from the cut to the corner. Let's try to do this on screen. That could help. Oh, I finally got my nails done again. By myself. I mean, I did my nails. But they are black dip powder underneath some pigment. Some like blue and purple pigment. And it's just really pretty. And I really am very happy with them. It took me forever to do them. Seriously, like 2 days, forever. But I got them much better. This is the best set I've done yet. So, that is promising. So, if you put these together, they're like this then. So now we're going to decorate. Let's decorate. I decorated the front with... So, you're going to want to decide how you're going to put these in before you start decorating, because this one is all together. So all I had to do was decorate the front and then cut pieces and decorate the sides here. But I had another idea while I was making that one. And the idea is that I could make this into 2 separate pockets that kind of can flip open. And then I could put stuff on the front, the back, the front, and the back. So how much you're going to need to decorate is going to impact, be impacted by how you do this. So I'm going to try my new idea. My new idea. All right. The first thing I'm going to do, because I had some mega issues. I know I closed this, but because I'm going to be using there, because I'm going to be using this as a pocket, I'm going to be decorating both sides. Because I'm going to be decorating both sides, I feel confident that I can wrap something around this side to close it back up. And the reason I'm cutting this open like this is because it is a pain in the butt to get paper on this side if you're trying to do it this way. And it is a pain in the butt to ink if you're trying to ink the front. So, I'm just going to cut a slice out. It's still got the structural integrity that having it closed provides. I'm just gluing this little flappy down, because this one was already stuck down. So I'm just going to fix it better. So there are a lot of advantages to keeping one side open to begin with. And then you can glue it down at the end. In terms of ease of construction and decoration. Okay. So I'm going to put one down. And I'm going to start on this one. This is going to be the front one. So I am going to, this will work. Okay, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to skim this real quick. I don't think there was anything on here, and I think that for the most part I'm going to cover stuff on this, but yeah, this will work. But I'm just making sure there aren't any like really horrible things written on here, because that has happened in this particular book. I'm not crazy about it. Alright, so here's another reason this works really well, actually. I want to, let me put this here. I want to just cover this with glue. I don't want to get it on here. Having issues, friends. There was a reason I haven't done videos. I've been having issues, not like health issues or anything, just mental health issues. So, you know, health issues, but noggin ones. Okay. So this way I'll be able to glue this whole thing, go right off the edge to make sure that I've got it up on the edge. Oh, get you. And again, when I find my stupid sewing needles for my stupid sewing machine, then I can sew. It's not a stupid sewing machine. I'm just frustrated. I accidentally turned the wrong knob, and I think that's why. I think what I did was the last needle broke, I think, because I turned the like stitch knob while it was in. And I think it snapped the needle. It was an accident, though. Like, I know better, but grabbed the wrong knob. And clearly didn't realize it, even though it turns totally different. Anywho, no idea where my sewing needles are, so I'm just kind of racking up a pile of stuff to sew when I find them. Alright, so there's the front. Now, I decided that I want to have some different things, different colors on this pockets. On the pockets. See, so I'm grabbing some that are kind of big enough. Or, I mean, I guess little would work too, but I'm grabbing some that I like also. So I just need to take a little bit off this. Oh, maybe I should have taken a little bit more. Sugar. It was just a smidge. Forget it. This is what I'm going to do. Watch me do it. Alright, I put my glue book over here. Having issues, friends. It'll be fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Alright. Picking all the boogers off it. Okay. This is how I'm going to fix that. Because I cut it wrong. Which is fine. It happens. There. Now I've got complete coverage. There. There we go. Much better. And see how much easier that was because I had this side open. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Okay. So now we're going to do... Let's do a different book page on this one. This will work. Yep. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing where we slide this. And I am going to sew the edge of this too, so that's another reason I'm not worried about it being separated on the side here. It's just, you know, when I get to that pile, that's when I'm gonna sew it. Okay, so now, ta-da. Okay, not bad, not great, not bad. All right. One thing I did learn is when you glue the pockets down, you want to go all the way up to the flap. All the way up to the end of the tippy top of the flappy. Those are words. Okay. There's that. And we're gonna do something else on this side. So this one looks like, if I do it right, and not like a dope like I did it last time. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'm not a dope. But I did mistake. Okay. Let's see. Just marking it so I know where to glue by folding it a little bit. And then I'll just put it so that the fold will flatten right against the thing, because I will go over it. I go farther than the fold. So the crease will be glued down and it will flatten, is what I'm saying. Okay. Ha! Okay. I don't always have issues, but when I do, I broadcast them on YouTube. Stay crafty, friends. Okay, so here's the first one. And this is done. Ready? We're going to ink it later. Here's the second one. Then we're going to attach them all together. All right. Book page, book page. Let's find a different book page. This will work. I like this. This one's pretty. Okay. Gonna use my trick. Gonna knock my glue down. And use my trick. Trying to think of funny things I've read on the internet lately. I joined this group where you can like give people, the group is about giving people terrible advice, so you try to give them awful advice. And a lot of people just make up scenarios just to like see what people will say and just for entertainment and stuff. So some of the, issues aren't actually issues. But it's really, it's crass and sweary. So, kind of my favorite kind of humor. But it's just super funny. I was telling you that because I was going to tell you about a comment I made, but I totally forgot what comment I was going to tell you about. So, I guess we'll move on. Oh, speaking of Facebook groups, I have one. If you want to join it, Wicked Crafty Mom on Facebook. Also, if you're just sitting here watching me cut paper right now, it would not be a terrible idea to like, subscribe, and share. Now remember, I am going to sew around the edges to kind of lock everything in place. All right. You go away and you go away. You stay here. You come here, you come here. Go away, go away, go away. This is my sorting method. Go away or stay here. Go away. So, I'm going to have all these lovely little scraps that I'll play with later. Okay. But for now, I didn't need to... Oh, yes, I did, because I'm doing the front. Just kidding. Had I been doing one like this, where everything's stuck together, I would not have needed to go all the way down. I could have just used partial that came below where they intersect here. If that makes sense. It's entirely possible it didn't. If that's the case, I apologize. Okay. Whee! It's my fancy measuring. And I'm just going to glue down the center, like the center crease, where it would be a crease if I was creasing. Okay. Another page. Let's see if this one will work. What I have done, it's not going to. What I have done recently, actually for this one, was it was just a little bit bigger than the pages I had already decided I was going to use. So I chose to goodness gracious, why can't I think of words? I chose to oh, this one I went all the way down, so I added two papers together. I decided not to try to screw with it too much. Maybe that's what I was going to say. Sounds right. Sounds good. Let's see. There we go. I think it'll work. Guess we'll find out. I'm doing my glue thing. Oh, I had a accident yesterday. Maybe it wasn't yesterday, maybe it was the day before. But, so, my cat was she was zooming through the house. It was zoomy time. And I heard her come around the corner toward our basement and, like, skid. And so I said, Weiss, you're going to fall down the stairs. And, like, as soon as the words were out of my mouth, she fell down the stairs. So I don't know if I was prophesizing or hexing. Changed my wording after that and said, Weiss, don't fall down the stairs. You know, like a responsible hexadenter. Okay. That was funny, though. Yeah, she did, though. She promptly fell right down the stairs, which that wasn't funny. But, like, when I came to the edge of the doorway, she was kind of getting up, shaking off, but she's fine. She was not injured that I could see. But she, like, went around the corner too fast and fell down the basement steps. I love my cat. She is so dumb. I love her so much. And actually, she's like one of those people that's like, she's really smart. She's figured out several times how to get into her snacks and stuff like that. Like, she's an intelligent cat, but she has no common sense. None. This was just collage on a magazine page that I had kicking around. There. So now I've got these two things, and we're not done yet. We're going to ink them later. Actually, we should probably ink them now. Yeah, I can do it this way. All right, so I'm going to leave these open for right now, because I still want to... Am I, though? Am I? Yep, gonna ink anyway. And then I'll think about it while I'm inking. See what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna glue them down, or am I just gonna wait until I sew everything? And it's quite likely that I will wait until I sew everything. For them to be permanently stuck. Because I'm not sure I want to add anything to the edge. Although I could just use washi tape, because I have washi tape, and I could edge it with washi. We'll see what I do. I'm kind of excited to see what I do. It's as much a surprise to me as it is to you folks. Alright, I've got to do my little sew dry. This is so dry. I've already done this once today. I'm not talking about inking around the edges of this particular one, but I want them to match. But I've already soaked it down once today. Hey, look at me, I forgot the back. Glad I picked it back up. Okay. Okay. I was talking to my mom the other day. So backstory, my family's not very huggy. Like my parents, my dad hugs. My mom's not much of a hugger, and that's okay. Like, that's just how she is. My husband came from a very huggy family, and so he really digs hugs, and like for me, they're not normal. And that one of the first times Chris went to give my mom a hug, she backed away from him with her hands making a cross, and like she was laughing, but just kind of it was a funny way to show him, because he's walking towards her with his arms out and she's like backing away. She wasn't hissing, but she wasn't far from it. I can say all this stuff because my mom's watching. Anyway, and she doesn't know this next part. So there's a history of hugs between my husband and my mom, and it's an amusing history all the way around. And so the other day I was talking to my mom on the phone, and she said, okay, and give Chris a hug for me. So I came inside and I was like, dude, I think my mom just threatened you. He's like, what'd she say? I was like, to give you a hug. He was like, huh. That's odd. All right, so we're going to use washi. And we're just going to use the washi that I have sitting waiting to be used. That's what we're going to do. Now, okay. So washi, washi, washi. Now the question with the washi is, do I go all the way up or do I start here? And I think I start here. I think I choose to start here. So I'm going to measure my tape out with a little extra. And because I don't trust washi, because I don't trust most things that are pretty sticky. And I haven't for years because I've got so many things. When I was scrapbooking and buying all the things, we had to be careful, make sure that things were archival quality, acid-free, lignin-free. Like we learned, you know, I looked up the information to find out what those terms meant, and these were supposed to be qualities of papers that were more, or things that were more archival quality. And so I got the tape runners because they were acid-free, lignin-free, archival quality, whatever. Let's do 3. And let's do 3 more. How's this? We're going to do 1 on each thing. And then, yeah, this will be good. This will be pretty. 1 on each side is what I'm saying. So I did the tape runners for adhesive. Fake nails, not so good on the getting the end up here. Or maybe it's just the tape is being pesky. Or maybe I'm trying to peel up the wrong spot. That's possible. Let's see. Is there any place else that looks right? Nope. No, there is not. Oops. I'm breaking stuff. Okay. So I did all the right things. I got all the right things is what I'm saying, because they were supposed to be things that would last longer. Well, things are falling out of my books and off my books and off covers that I use the tape for, because the tape is just not, it's dried. And let's see, I started scrapbooking when I was like 20. So it's been about 20 years. And these things are starting to fall off. And the reason I'm making my journals, or the way I'm making my journals, I'm hoping that they will last as long as possible. Pan at the Paper Outpost is really digging tape, and I want to comment and say, be careful of what you use it on. And then show pictures, show evidence of what mine did and what mine has continued to do. Okay, so we're going to do 1 glittery on this one and 1 glittery on the other one. Soon as we find the end, which is gonna be never. This might be it. Might be here. This is fun. Maybe we won't be using this one. How is there no end? There's no end in sight. Hold on, let's see. This is redunculous. Where is the end? Go around this way. Oh, how many minutes do I have? Oh, good. I've still got about a half an hour. But I don't want to spend the whole time making this tape work. Oh, I found it. I found it. I found it. Okay. Right. So, in the interest of if you're looking to make stuff last, I am going to respectfully say rolling tapes are not the way to go. Like adhesive rolls. Like tape runners. I was just thinking about how if I had been smart, I would have folded over the end. So I'm folding over the end. Okay. Let's see. Is that a Phoebe coming in here? It is. Miss Phoebe Beebe's coming to visit. Alright. Oh, no. I got a glue. That's right. I remember. This is why this whole conversation came up. Don't just stick stuff down with itself. We went through the bunny boxes because we have cardboard boxes and bye. She's gone. We have cardboard boxes in the living room for the bunnies because they love to hide in them and they love to eat them. And so we have them. We have some for them. I don't know why I'm doing everything off screen. I probably am. But every once in a while, because they chew on them and stuff, we have to switch them out. Luckily, I order enough stuff from Amazon that we have plenty of supplies. Oh. Nope, we're good. We'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Yep, we'll figure it out. I think I just figured it out. We'll be fine. I realized that I made a mistake, but it's okay. I got this. Oh, whoops, I didn't do this one. I did do this one. Okay. Let's see if I can find the other ends later and try to, Oh, Phoebe's back. I'll find the ends and try to make sure that I don't have to worry about that again next time. Ah, boogers! I just pulled some off. Okay. I'm going to stick it over here with my little stuff. See, I'm putting it on here, so I'll save it so I can use it. Anywho, glue it, glue it, glue it. Yes, this is just about the right size. Phoebe, what are you doing? She's poking around. Sometimes she comes in here and just chills under my set of drawers, and other times she likes to chew the crap out of everything she can find. Mostly if she can find cardboard boxes or papers, or if the snack bin is out. She's climbing on stuff. She's so goofy. Okay. See, I told you about the Hexadent. I don't remember what else I was going to tell you. 1, 2, haven't used this one yet. These are some washies that I got, Amazon probably. I don't know. I spent a lot of time purposely avoiding Etsy because I knew once I got on Etsy that it was going to be very easy for me to buy things, and I already had Amazon for impulse buying on. But Phoebe, what are you doing? But now I'm on Etsy too, but I didn't buy the washi tapes on Etsy. I would like to eventually buy some washi stickers, like the floral stickers and stuff, but I'm trying to use what I have also. I'm being Have. That's what I'm doing. Alright. Oh, this end was way easier to find. Wow. So, I am being Have. Hey, she's chewing on my paper trays. I'm gonna have to move some stuff around again. Like, explaining to my husband the other day the way I've set up the stuff I have in the dining room. Like, my craft stuff is all in here. I set it up the way I did because, like, I have to take Phoebe into consideration because she will come and eat stuff that's on the floor. So I can't just put my papers down at floor level in like on a shelf, because I won't have papers anymore. So, where are we at? 20 minutes left? That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, so we have these two pockets. I am trying to figure out how to get these two pockets to stay together. How do I want them to? Do I want them? I just got a wicked good idea. Wicked good. So if we put it... I wish I had thought of this earlier. Let me try to do it the way I was originally going to. Then I'm going to write down. If you put it like this, if you made it, so you've got these two pockets, if you made it like this, you could put writing paper all the way down here. And if you had them attached together, you could just use, I don't know what, something to keep them attached on the way up, or just flip them up and keep the book closed. I just think it's something that could work if you put writing paper all the way down here. Then you could have journaling card, writing space. Okay, so I'm going to try to attach these the way I wanted to. And how did I want to? She said. I have no flippin' idea. I was going to come up with this by the, like, I was supposed to be struck by inspiration. Let's see. Okay, I remember now. Let's see if I can pull it off. Let's see. Okay, so you know what let's see, we've got these two. Come here, you. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I'm going to cut it in half. Nope, no idea what I'm doing. It's cool. I'm trying to make a flap so I can put them in the book together. This might actually work this way if I use paper. Book page, don't fail me now. I'm going to use this. That'll teach it. All right. We're going to do this again. I think I just got inspired on how to do it. I think I just forgot how I got inspired on how to do it. We got this, though. It'll be fine. Right? Totally. Ah! Having issues. All the issues. All the issues that belong to me. Let's I'm trying to make this as sturdy as possible. So I think what I'm going to, So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this like this. And I'm going to stick this in it. And then I'm going to take this and do the same thing. I didn't need to go all the way up, did I? No. But I went all the way up anyway. This time I'm not going to. So there. Okay. I know I just taped that. It'll be fine. Okay. Here's one flap. Let go. Now you could just glue these to the page, but why? When you can make an elaborately time-consuming flap like me. Just trimming it a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to sew on this and I think it'll be fine. So assuming I use a straight stitch and not a zigzag stitch. My sewing machine does not like to zigzag stitch on layers. I am tempted to get one of those, this is the glue book, that's not the glue book. I am tempted to get one of those, get a set of needles for, I needed to glue this down the whole way. I probably needed to glue this down the whole way too. Yeah, I didn't do that. Inspiration looks a little crazy. That's all I'm going to say. So if it looks like you're losing your mind, you're probably creating something. That's what I tell myself anyway. Okay, so I had this divine inspiration here that I wanted to make sure of. What my ultimate goal with this was to have pockets that went together that were glued together so that it's one piece, right? So now that I've got this so that I can put it in, each one is attached. I want them to be independent. So now I'm going to glue this to the other one. And then they're all going to get sewed together. And if it needs to be taped into the book with washi to hold it all together, then it can be. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But right now, this is what we've got. It's going to open like this. And this, where are we at? We got 15 minutes left. Accidentally glued that. That'll be fine. It'll dry. So here's a pocket. Let's see. And if you want it to just look a little more tailored and refined, ta-da. Just make your flappies. There. So there's that. So you can put writing space in here this way too, if you want to put writing space here. But you've got two independent pockets. You could put a pocket here. You can put a pocket here and here and here. Let's see. I am going to decorate the front with maybe this. I know it's a little light, but I'm going to ink it, so we'll see. Pull that in a little tighter, like that. Okay, let's try. Let's see if the inking helps. A little, not really. Not loving it. But now we have another thing that's inked, right? Let's see. Cluster bucket it is. Oops. Alright, let me put my tapes back because I'm done using them to construct this thing. Bye, tapes. You have been just like tapes to me. Alright. Oh, sugar. I just dropped one behind my sewing machine. I'll get it. I'll get it later. These are my cluster strips that I'm using bits from over here. Okay. Here, let me move some of this junk. We can focus on just this. That feels too big. It was close though. Nope. This is how I do this. I just go in a yep, nope kind of. Maybe. You know what? It's got the blue and it's got the green. I'm doing that. I think I'm going to put it in the middle like this. And put something here. So I've got, this is a snack bag. I will use anything on my clusters, any of the scraps that I have. So maybe I want this ghost dude's eyes to not be hanging out here like this. So I'm trying to find something to cover to be the focal point on top of part of the problem that I'm having is that visually this thing goes on forever. So let's fix that right now. I'm going to ink it. And there will be a distinct like cutoff line here. There. That's better. There, now it cut down some of that white space because this is the part that I'm looking at. I think so anyway. There, now it feels like that's in the center. That made a difference. Okay. Now, I've got this one stamped thing, so I could just use this freaky bird. This freaky bird. Or Domino's. Domino? Oh, not the pizza. My husband came in with Domino's pizza while I was saying that, playing with my domino here. Let's see. That was funny. Not big enough. I don't know. This last bit is giving me trouble, huh? Let's see. Oh, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'll put something here. Maybe not that, but something. Here's a stamp. Let's do that. I like that. All right, let's get this sucker glued down. Oops. Can we ink it? I'm never gonna say no. Whew, caught my anchor. Reflexes like a mama. All right. Crunch it up a little bit. You and your creepy little eyeballs. No, they don't actually bother me, but it does look weird, which was not an intentional pun. Because it's eyeballs. Okay. So I like this. I like it at an angle. I always like things at a jaunty little angle. There. Now if I do this right, you won't even be able to tell it was an eyeball. So yay. Nice dark edges. I went through pretty much everything in here and inked it all up, so it's mostly, everything is mostly inked. I was just making it a little darker. Bloop. All right, here you go, you creepy peeper. There's that. Now, I've got notes here, and I will need to glue this on, but I'm not quite ready to do that yet. Oops, 6 minutes. This is gonna be cutting it close, friendos. Okay. I've got my little bunny stamp. And here, whoops, sugar. It didn't ink the way I wanted it to, so that's awesome. Close. It's a little blurry. A little drunken bunny here. That's okay. It'll be fine. And I'm going to glue it on here with Elmer's Glue Wall. cute. If you want to, you can round the edges. Let's do that just for fun. Got my We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile Corner Chomper. 1/4 inch. Side. 1/4 inch. Ta-da. Let's get a nice round little corner there at the bottom. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you did, please comment and or like, subscribe, and share. I will be sewing these. Ooh, my husband's handing me shinies because I'm a crow. Because he thinks that these would be great for junk journaling, and he's right. But also because I'm a crow. Yeah, please like, subscribe, share. And if you make one of these, could join the group and show us a picture of what it looks like. This one's a little more rough than this one just because I was making the flappy part up as I went. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.